welcome back to the Week 3 Rillaboom feature match. I am your host Spades, and joining me, as always, is Big Mac Zach.
As always, hello.
As always, yeah, so we go into this matchup where you've actually faced both of these teams, the St. Michael's
Un-
Alcremie versus the Eindhoven Eelektriks.
and unfortunately, yes, and they both took me out. Um, Alexa sweep the floor with me. I put up a little more of a fight against Oxawave, but yeah, two very scary teams. They they're very offensive. Oxawaves can also do a little more of a trick room core, so it's a little harder to prep for, in my opinion. But yeah, two very devastating teams, in my opinion.
Yeah, and if we go over the teams here for the St. Michael's Alcremie, their roster contains Calyrex Shadow, Dracovish, Tyranitar, Excadrill, Salamence, Talonflame, Tangrowth, Alcremie, Luxio, Duskull, and Eevee.
And then for the Eindhoven Electrics, we got Yveltal, Metagross, Dusclops, Primarina, Mamoswine, Raichu, Blaziken, Ditto, Fletchling, Charjabug, and Litten.
Yeah, this matchup looks like hyper offense from the Alcremie side, and from the Electric side, you can go hyper offensive, but there's a lot of support and setup potential on
Mm-hmm.
this team as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's one of the biggest things that went into my prep against Oxawave was you can't ignore Dusclops. It's very easy to prep for, I guess you could say. Um, but as far as like when I played him, he brought Dusclops to team preview, but he not once brought it to a battle. So it kind of throws you off a little bit, even when you're trying to pick your leads, because you always have to keep Dusclops in mind.
hmm Yeah, I think
But
yeah, I
you
think
can go ahead.
Dusclops can pair very well with Metagross, especially in this matchup. I can see
Hmm.
Trick Room going up with Metagross being really strong here. Unfortunately, Dusclops is weak to Calyrex Shadow and Tyranitar,
Hmm.
so that's a lot
Right.
riskier to go for.
No, I 100% think Primarina would be the way to go. Metagross is good, but Primarina, I mean, I honestly think it cleans up as far as Dracovish, Tyranitar, Excadrill, Salamence, Talonflame.
Yeah,
It
Yveltal
can honestly
Primarina
move the
looks
wall.
to shut down like everything
Yeah.
the Alcremie want to do here. As far as what the Alcremie has, I don't think the bottom three will ever come.
No,
In all honesty,
probably
some
not. I mean, real talk, you can't sleep on Eevee. Adaptability Eevee can put in work in the right situation. I've seen it happen, but and especially in this matchup now, I don't expect it. I do think Sand is just it's a very intimidating core to face, and it does actually do some damage. It can hit Metagross. You have to be very wary of weakness policy there, but it hits the Raichu, which could be Sash. Blaziken could potentially put up work, especially if it gets speed boost off once, even twice.
yeah, I can definitely see that. I think what this
Hmm.
matchup is going to come down to though is can the Electrics position Yveltal against Calyrex
Hmm.
Shadow? That's going to be the biggest key. The issue with that is Tyranitar on the other side.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna come down to positioning, like you said. I think that is gonna probably play the biggest factor.
Now I have a one question. Do you think
Hmm.
we'll see Ditto?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Looking at this, I'm not sure. I think it would be really cool to see Ditto transform into Calyrex Shadow. That would be the only circumstance I see being like ideal. But who knows? I could be surprised.
Yeah, so without further ado, let's go into game one of the Electrics versus the Alcremie.
All right, guys, here we are with game one. It looks like they did choose Oxwave did choose to go with the Trick Room presence with Dusclops, which can be a really game altering play from him. I do think Alexa is going to probably hit hard with Calyrex, especially if they do lead Dusclops. Sand is going to have a massive presence with the Veltal being here. It's I'm very interested to see what Ditto's going to do. I'm shocked to see Ditto here.
Hey, I'm all for it. Ditto is a fun mon to
Yeah.
see.
But all right.
Yeah.
Thought that.
I think what we're gonna see lead-wise is you probably lead Yveltal and Dusclops if you are Oxawave. It's a good way to get Trick Room
Mm-hmm.
up. If you're Alexa and you want to, I guess, stop that, I can see Calyrex Shadow and T-Tar being a lead, or like Taunt Talonflame could be a lead.
Yeah, I would say Talonflame's actually not. But Talonflame's not a bad lead in general.
Yeah.
Just if it is running like utility like Wisp and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's really one of the only ways to hinder Metagross.
Right, yeah. Well, without further ado, game one.
So
So
they
we
do
do
lead the
see
Calyrex.
T-Tar and Calyrex Shadow from our Alexa.
And the Primarina, and they do lead the Ditto. Oxwave does, but it doesn't look to be Imposter.
And no, it
Which
doesn't.
I
That is Limber Ditto. Which actually, Limber Ditto is actually working out.
yeah, that's it's not. It's not. I mean, yeah, because if that was Imposter, that Astral Barrage would have done a lot of damage there.
Oh, and also,
Oh wow.
he transforms into the T-Tar, expecting the dark move. Oh,
Astral Barrage does a lot there. Primarina, especially being especially bulky as it is, it's at a third of its health.
yeah, and the weakness
And
policy
surprisingly,
activating. This should be the end of
yeah,
Primarina.
unfortunately, does not pick up the KO there.
No.
So Alexa's already down to a two. What is that? A 4-0 lead.
With a
2-0
4-2 lead. Anyway, we
Yeah.
see Yveltal Metagross as being the options for Oxawave. Stalling
Goes
out the
for
last turn of
Two
Max.
protects.
Sucker Punch fails. Do we see a rock move into Yveltal?
Max
No!
Darkness into the Metagross. Is it? Oh
Oh, that
wow.
did a lot though.
It is policy, so that is revealed.
Yeah.
So I would assume Oxaway is going to attempt the Sucker Punch again into the
Ooh,
T-Tar though.
okay. Yeah. Huh.
And it does get the
Oh,
Wisp off.
so Alexa predicted the Sucker Punch into the Calyrex and went for Will-O-Wisp instead so that she could try to get like a KO onto
Mhm.
Yveltal. But Oxawave read that beautifully.
Oh wow, crit. So it shows that the Talonflame isn't sashed, which is interesting.
Yeah, no, it is
Um,
not. I'm curious what
which
does have the sash here then.
I
Oh
would
no, wait,
assume.
didn't
What's that?
it may have been revealed on the Calyrex.
I'm unsure. I don't recall, but I do think that the Talonflame would be safety goggles, just because it is a sand team. That would make sense.
Yeah.
And with that being said, Oxlade actually surprisingly pulled that out with just the Veltal, essentially.
Yeah. I think the one turn was the turn where Yveltal and Metagross switched in. I expected
Mhm.
maybe going after Yveltal with T-Tar was probably the way to go. But Oxawave made a beautiful read the next turn.
Yeah, that actually ended up being pretty game changing. That's crazy to see.
Yeah, so very impressive stuff from both these players. Looking forward to the game too.
Oh yeah. All right, so moving on to game two now. I do think that Alexa may need to switch up her four that she brings just a bit. Maybe not the lead. I think she has a really strong lead. I just think she may need to reconsider what she brings in the back to deal with Yveltal late game potentially.
Yeah,
I
I
do
fully agree
think
with
that
that.
Oxawave. Yeah, I think Oxawave played very well, but I don't expect to see Ditto this time.
No, Limber Ditto doesn't work as well. It did work that game, but I don't think it's gonna do it again.
I think it was an accident. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm leading the same thing if I'm Alexa. I think that lead is the strongest one against Dusclops.
Right.
Oxawave, I think I mentioned in the preview, I liked Yveltal Primarina as a lead because it shut down, well, the exact lead that Alexa led in the first game. So I can definitely see going back to that lead again.
No, I agree with you.
Alright, let's get game two underway. So we actually see Talonflame being led this time.
And Tyranitar. So interesting combo. You don't oftentimes see Tyranitar next to like Tailwind, for instance. Um,
Yeah, and we
Yveltal
did
does
see the
switch into
lead
the
that I wanted to
Dusclops.
see too, which was
Yes,
Prim
you
and
did.
Yveltal.
And the Dusclops actually reveals Sharp Beak on the Talonflame, not safety goggles. So
Mm.
it's gonna lose its Gale Wings at the end of this turn.
Yeah, and Max Rockfall does very little to the Dusclops.
Oh well,
And Max Geyser,
Talon,
well,
yeah,
that is a
Talonflame
one-hit
didn't get
KO.
it didn't get to see the end of the turn, so I guess it didn't
No.
matter.
But
Calyrex does come back out.
yeah, here is the Calyrex. And there is Ally Switch on Dusclops.
Which mainly just redirects the Tyranitar, I would assume.
Yeah, this isn't going
Yeah.
to do much, yeah.
But it looks like the Dusclops only has one more turn to live.
Ah, it is
And
sashed,
yeah.
Cali Shadow.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah,
Astral Barrage
hmm
does.
And this should be a double
Yeah.
KO again. So this is like game one, but instead our Alexa is down a Mon. And Rockfall is
Yeah,
actually a mistake there. Because
but it
now Calyrex is
does
dead.
set the yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know if she made that play intentionally, but she does set the sand for Escadrille, which does come out. So I guess it works out. Um, Especially with Yveltal showing up, there's
hmm
no risk of it just being sucker punched anyways.
Protect on the Yveltal, protect on the Metagross. Stalling out that last turn of Tailwind, just so Yveltal can outspeed the Tyranitar. And Dark Pulse
Oh,
is revealed.
so it's a special Tyrannosaur set, which you had no idea as of now.
Yeah. High horsepower
Is it a
into the
pro?
Metagross. Does lots of damage. Steel Wing revealed also. So we got a lot of tech on both sides.
Yeah, pretty interesting team building. I do like it.
But
Okay,
I
so the
think,
T-Tart does get bought.
yeah, and that's going to be the game, I think.
Yeah, because she's just gonna have to focus. Probably I would say the Metagross is the bigger threat right now, just because of policy.
Yeah. Well, just the fact that Yveltal beat Excadrill game 1 1v1, I don't expect
That's true.
I
Yeah,
don't expect it to win against
yeah.
Metagross and Yveltal, so
This is easily within Sucker Punch range now. So yeah,
yeah.
she's just stalling out turns at this point. So yeah, it looks like Oxawave pulled out the 2-0 win.
Yeah, he fell behind
Uh,
early in both games, but was able to come back with Yveltal and Metagross, which are two of his heavy hitters.
yeah, I'm just laughing at the. We're still going.
Maybe he'll run out of sucker punches. Ah,
Oh,
no.
there it goes.
Yeah.
Hey, she
So,
put up a fight. I respect it.
yeah, that was a 2-0 win to Oxawave. Alright, and we are back here with the winner of the matchup of coaching the Eindhoven Eelektriks. Here we have Oxawave. Say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Well, first
All
off,
right.
what'd you think of the matchup?
I was pretty nervous beforehand because it was kind of the rematch for me and our Alexa for last season's playoffs. I guess she lost to me back then, so I really wanted to win this one.
No, that makes sense. So like looking at her team, what was probably the scariest thing as far as like prepping for went?
So my Metagross basically doesn't really do a lot against this team. It gets destroyed by Calyrex, by Tyranitar, by Excadrill, maybe by Salamence even if it has like Flamethrower or whatever. So
With you saying that, what ended up making you bring Metagross?
I did some calculations and I went with like a max defensive set so it could live Excadrill. And my thought process was basically that if it was paired with Yveltal that could deal with Calyrex, that I could still bring it out. So
Which we
basically,
Yeah, no, said with the situation with Metagross next to Yveltal, that actually came up both games, if I'm not mistaken, did it not?
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that it seems to work out. Aside from that, my biggest question for you is what was going through your mind when you saw Ditto with not imposter. Or
At first, I saw it not transform, and I was I don't really know how to use Ditto, right? I've never really used Ditto.
yeah, I don't
I
blame you.
brought it in my first set, but I didn't use it, and now I thought, okay, Ditto looks pretty amazing here, so I'm just gonna lead Ditto and see where it leads. And then I saw it not transform, and I was like, oh shit, didn't check the ability, I guess.
What's sad though is it worked out in your favor.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure. I think it could have done pretty well if it transformed into Calyrex. It had choice scarf, so it would outspeed. I guess Calyrex could protect. Yeah, it worked out pretty well, right? Because it dodged the Astral Barrage, and then it took a Max Darkness really well from Tyranitar.
You
So
transforming into that was a great play.
yeah, I think so too. At that moment I thought, okay, well, transforming into Calyrex now is just not gonna do anything for me. So just
Yeah,
transformed
you
it too.
definitely made a bad situation look pretty good. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed, but that I didn't check it because I think it would have been a lot of fun. I'm just gonna have to look for another Ditto matchup now.
Oh yeah, it'll come up. Trust me.
It
Yeah.
needs redemption. Yeah. As far as like what she brought, did anything surprise you?
Well, the special attack Tyranitar definitely caught me off guard, but I don't think it really made much of a difference in my preparation. I did not prepare for Tyranitar not being one shot in rain by Primarina, so that was also
Yeah.
I don't know how it lived that.
yeah. I checked her spreads after she sent them, and it was like 244 HP, so that was big investment. I thought it would have some speed or something, but it had HP and special attack.
Okay.
And I guess I'm kind of surprised that Tangrowth didn't come out. I thought it would be pretty good against me, but in the end,
Yeah.
Did anything have safety goggles for that reason? Like if you were
for
fearing
me,
Tangrowth.
I evolved all at safety goals.
Oh,
Because I thought if she paired Calyrex with Tangrowth, I could just
wow.
Sucker Punch or Max Darkness or whatever.
Yeah, knowing that now, it's pretty crazy because Sucker Punch was doing mad damage both games, so it didn't look like you would have never guessed it was safety goggles. At least my opinion.
Yeah, it's so strong. Yeah, I did get very lucky that I crit Talonflame because I calked afterwards and it wasn't the Oko without.
See, I was curious. I was very curious about that.
Yeah, it was not 1-hit KO without the crit, so I was definitely very lucky there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, well, it was a great played game, like from your side. You went down in both games to your last two, and she had 4 and 3, and you were able to bring those games back off of Yveltal.
Yeah, Yveltal was great this game. Both my previous two matchups, Yveltal didn't really do a lot because it got kind of countered by the other restricted, but it's now in a favorable matchup, it did really well, so I'm still glad I picked it up.
Yeah, this was a great matchup to watch from both sides. Both sides played very well. It was a very entertaining feature match, especially with the Ditto. Well, with that, you got any final words?
Not really. GG's to Alexa.
Yeah, waiting for that playoffs match again, so she can get a rematch.
I'm sure it could happen.
Yeah, I hope so. I can bring Ditto again then.
And making sure that it's imposter this time.
Yeah, for sure. I already had some slip-ups before with Dusclops. I brought pressure a lot of times instead of Frisk, but
oh man, that's not as crucial though.
Nah. It was a disappointment, but I'm glad with how the games turned out, obviously.
Yeah, so with that, thank you all for watching, and best of luck to you, Oxawave, in the future of this league in the next coming weeks. Good luck to Alexa as well. And with that, See you guys.
See ya.